Hello, what is good? We're here to talk about the Nyxi Wizard today. This is a wireless controller that you can also use as a wireless Joy-Con for the Nintendo Switch. I am a lover of peripherals. I love controllers. I love arcade sticks. I love steering wheels. I love messing around with these things. When I heard about this one, there were a few selling points that we'll talk about in this video that kind of drew me towards it. This was kind of a really hyped controller too. It came out of nowhere, built a lot of hype. Let's jump into it. So the Nyxi Wizard has two things that kind of really drew me to it. One is the interchangeable joystick rings, so you can change out the rocker rings to be either octagonal gates or completely circular. And it also has Hall effect joysticks, which means it should theoretically never have Joycon Drift. And if you're not familiar with Joycon Drift, you could have input with your Joy-Con that's normal, and then all of a sudden it starts drifting, in which it just starts inputting things itself. So yeah, theoretically, the Nyxi Wizard shouldn't have Joy-Con Drift, which is a huge selling point to me. But there's one third point that I'll get to later in the video. Here we just have the controller itself. It looks very much like a Wavebird. Inside the box itself, we just have a manual. And then we also have some extra rocker rings. So you have the completely circular ones and then two octagonal gates. And then you have a USB-C. The controller itself just has normal shoulder buttons. It looks just basically like a Wavebird. One thing here is that you have two charging ports, so you have to charge these things individually or charge them on the Switch itself. And then on the back, there's two macro buttons that you can use to program inputs. You press these buttons like you would on any Joy-Con to remove them from this intermediate bridge. Also, these Nyxi Wizard Joy-Cons are wireless, so huge thing over something, say, like the Hori Split Pad Pro. Looking at the Joy-Con part of these things, they look pretty much like a Nintendo Joy-Con. You have the shoulder buttons and then the sync button. And they're super thick, way thicker than a Joy-Con. So here we have a left Joy-Con, and I just wanted to kind of compare the Joy-Con with one of the Nyxi controllers. So we have the two left sides of these wireless controllers. If we look at them from the side, you can see the Nyxi Joy-Con is like way thicker, but that's where the grip and comfort comes in for me. So personally, I don't mind that it's way thicker. And then looking at the right side, you can see that the Nyxi Wizard has a non-standard controller input compared to most modern systems, like the Gamecube controllers were definitely different, but a lot of people like the Gamecube style controller. And then just comparing with a Hori Split Pad Pro, you're going to have basically the same kind of ability out of both of these, except again, the Nyxi Wizard is wireless. And looking at the right side, you can again see the non-standard controller layout of the Nyxi Wizard. If you like the GameCube style layout, you'll be in heaven. I particularly don't really care. I can get used to pretty much anything. So looking at the rocker ring again, we have the octagonal gate by default here. It comes shipped with that by default. And then to change it, you just turn it 45 degrees counterclockwise and then pull up on the analog stick cover. And then the whole kind of assembly comes out. Then you just remove the cover from the ring. And then you can replace the ring with whatever you want. Like I said, it comes with two circular rocker rings and two octagonal rings, so you can mix and match however you want. When putting the analog stick cover back on, it only goes on one way, so that's nice that you can't really mess it up. And you just push it down, on it goes. And then I did have to fiddle around with getting the rocker ring on here, but it goes on easy enough. And once it's in, you just turn it back 45 degrees clockwise, and then it's locked in. Now you can move the analog stick 360 with no gating. So when syncing the Nyxi Wizard to your Switch, go to the controller screen, go to change grip order. And then once you're on this screen, all you need to do is long press the sync buttons on both sides of the Nyxi Wizard. Then you'll see the lights kind of lighting up, and then when they go solid, they'll be paired with your Switch. Took a little bit for the right side to pair for some reason, but they both ended up pairing. And once paired, you just press L plus R, like the two shoulder buttons, and then it becomes your main controller. And once that was done, I was able to control my Switch using the Nyxi Wizards wirelessly, which is a huge thing. And again, we're going to come back to this point. And to put these on the Switch, they go on just like any Joy-Con would. They just slide right on, super easy. And then playing some Mario Kart here, I really liked using the Nyxi Wizard. Again, having thick controllers are nice for me because the Joy-Cons do end up making my hands cramp after a while, and they're not that comfortable for long play sessions. However, playing on the Nyxi Wizard was really nice. It felt really great. The kind of non-standard layout of the actual buttons wasn't that bad. And then a huge selling point for these is going to be Smash Brothers, because people love playing Smash Brothers with the GameCube controller. I am not good at Smash Brothers. I don't pretend like I am. So maybe this will be the thing that helps me get good at it. I did notice that some moves are mapped to the C stick or the right analog stick. And so kind of moving your fingers off the buttons and hitting the analog stick was a little weird. You can also just use the Nyxi Wizard as like a Wavebird, wirelessly not connected to the Switch, and then it works pretty much just like a controller. It works just like a Pro controller. Yeah, I honestly kind of like playing Switch with the Wavebird configuration, if I'm being honest, but if you're on the go, it's nice. So, looking at Crimzon Clover using the Nyxi Wizard, it felt really good playing with the Nyxi Wizard. I do think the GameCube control setup here actually worked really well. You use the A button to shoot in this game, plus B button to lock on, and so it was really nice to just be able to rock my finger back and forth, and then the Y button to set off a break was really easy to get to as well. So yeah, super comfortable playing a shmup with this. But the huge thing, the really huge selling point of the Nyxi Wizard for me personally was this, the ability to use the flip grip with a thick controller. The Hori Split Pad Pro would have been perfect if the controllers had been wireless, but they aren't, so you can't use them with the flip grip. But here we can attach the Nyxi Wizard to the flip grip and then just slide the Switch right in. You can pretty much do this also with any shmup game or any arcade game that allows for rotation of the screen. And then just go into the settings, go into the screen settings, and then you can rotate, again, if the game allows it. Most shmups I feel like on the Switch do, but you can do this mode called Tate mode, which is going to rotate it to look more like an arcade setup. And then you just use way more of the screen, and then the game takes up more of the screen because it's in this native portrait resolution. And man, this is such a cool thing. It is so awesome to be able to play games in Tate mode with these freaking Nyxi Wizards, man. And again, like the Hori Split Pad Pro, they basically feel just like the Nyxi Wizard, and they have the button layout of a modern controller, but they're just not wireless. And I don't know why Hori never came out with a wireless version of these things. So until that happens, to me, the Nyxi Wizard is perfect. And I just wanted to compare the Nyxi Wizard in the Wavebird configuration as compared to, say, a Nintendo Pro controller. To me, they're about the same size, same length, same width, same thickness. They feel about the same. And again, like the real big difference here is just going to be the button layout. So pros, what do I like about this controller? One, I really like that they're wireless, and so I can use them with the freaking flip grip. So now I can have the comfort and style of something like the Hori Split Pad Pro, and then just plug those into the flip grip and still be able to play my favorite games, my shmups, even pinball games. You can play these games in Tate mode, rotate your Switch 90 degrees, and make use of that better screen space. Another thing I like about these is being able to change out the rocker rings or the gates around the analog sticks. So being able to go from an octagonal gate to the circular gate is pretty cool. I don't know if I'd ever really use it that much. I'll probably just leave it as octagonal and call it a day, honestly. But it's nice to have the option there at least. Something else that I really enjoy about this is being able to use these Joy-Cons in, say, like the Wavebird configuration. So if you're sitting on a couch and you have the Switch plugged into the dock and connected to a TV, you can sit in a nice comfy chair far away from the screen and still use this controller. But if you're traveling, if you're in a hotel, if you're lying on your bed, if you're sleeping on a couch, you can also connect them directly to the Switch, and it's comfortable to hold the Switch, like way more comfortable than the Nintendo Joy-Cons to me, and it's just really nice. Obviously, the big selling point of the Nyxi Wizard is the Hall effect analog stick, so theoretically these should never have Joycon Drift. So what do I not like about the controller? The price is going to be up there. This is more expensive than a Nintendo Pro controller, but obviously with the Pro controller, it's just a controller. You can't convert it into Joy-Con. It's only a Pro controller. And then charging. There's the 2 separate charging ports on the Nyxi Wizard for each side of the Nyxi Wizard controller. I think that maybe the intermediate bridge should have just had one USB-C plug on it, and then you could just connect the Joy-Cons to the bridge, and then you can just plug it in with a single USB cable to charge both sides. But you can also take both sides of the Nyxi Wizard and connect them to the Switch, and then put the Switch in the dock, and that also charges the controller. So that's probably the more convenient way to go about doing it. So that is going to round out this video. If you enjoyed this video, please consider commenting, liking, and following in no specific order. And yeah, I hope you like this video. I'm trying to be more consistent with this YouTube stuff again, and so I'll probably be focusing on video game type content of some sort. So if you'd like to see any of that in the future, please consider doing one of those things. But anyways, hope you have a great rest of your day, and thanks again for your time. Deuces!